Greetings, my loves. I am NayMarie, your healing arts jeweler, and I welcome you to episode 1 of Today I Learned. I'm so excited for this series. I wanted to start it a few weeks ago, but life happened. But I really just wanted to start it because I'm learning a lot, especially on my spiritual journey and just in general. And I want to share the things that I'm learning. And I was like, we could learn together type thing. Like I post a video and you guys are like, oh yeah, I know about that. Or I didn't know about that. Or add some more stuff onto what I might know and what you're learning. And so we can learn and share together. And that's really the purpose of this series. A lot of it will probably be today I relearned, but that's neither here or there. So today we are going to start with Astro maps. So shout out to Conjure Queen. Good sis put me on to what Astro maps were. And when she was talking about it, I was like, I was like, you basically hear about a lot, right? So it's like, most things aren't a surprise to you. It's like, at least you might have heard about it in some way, shape, or form or whatever. But when she said it, I was like, no, I don't know what astro maps are at all. Like, please, come on, give me the info. So definitely check out her YouTube channel, Conjure Queen, or on Instagram. She's also Conjure Queen. And obviously, I then went into like my own deep dive and was checking out my own personal astro maps. And so I'm just going to get into it just so that you guys can understand, if you're new to it or haven't heard of it before, what astro maps are. I'm just going to do a little tidbit today because it's kind of expansive and I can cover more as I learn more in another episode. But getting into it. So astro map shows lines that are strongly influenced by a planet at the time of your birth. If you come into contact with these power areas, it's said that parts of your personality can be more intensely activated, right? So for example, if you go to where your Venus line is, that's where you're most likely to find love, or the location of your Jupiter line could be where your business is most successful. Moving to or staying in these areas isn't required to activate these beautiful energies, but a lot of people do it for that reason. And I think that's even why Conjure Queen moved to Mexico. And she's been finding more success there, which I think is really dope. Moving to or staying in these areas isn't required. Spiritual, cultural, and human influences which emanate from these geographical regions form an energetic link. Influencers are strongly directed on the lines. However, the orb of influence extends to a distance of 150 miles or 250 kilometers. From the line. So it's not like you have to be directly on the line. You can still receive the energy. So like, I guess if you're, I don't know what would be 150 miles from Brooklyn, but maybe Rochester, New Rochelle. Which one's the far one? One of them's further than the other. Rochester. Let's say Rochester is like 150 miles from New York City. You could still be in Rochester and still receive the same energy that you would receive if your line was in New York City type thing. So that's basically what that's saying. Power zones also exist where planetary lines cross. So there are horizontal lines and there are horizontal lines and vertical lines. And where lines cross, especially if they're the same line. So if your Venus love line is here and your other Venus love line is here, right there in that center point would be an extremely powerful zone. This is also true for lines which are close together and share areas within their orb distance. So maybe your love line is here and your money line is here, and obviously this isn't 150 miles apart, so the orbs are mixing. That's what that's saying. The energies of a crossing can be felt, although in a weaker form throughout the world along the same line of latitude. Even in zones where there is no apparent line, an influential connection may still exist. There could be an aspect or a main axis, or the region may be located on a line of latitude where planetary lines cross and exert a somewhat diminished effect. Transits and other astrological time events can intensify the effect of these lines and should be taken into account. If you're looking to make major life changes, it's definitely recommended that you seek a professional to assist with reading your astro map. And I do believe Conjure Queen might be doing readings. I believe I saw that she's doing that. But so that's the general basis of astro maps. You can go to maybe it's astro.com and check out where your lines are. You know, enter your name, date of birth, all the same stuff that you would enter for your normal birth chart. And it'll pull up your lines, and it's really cool to see. And then you can click on the lines, and they tell you, you know, like this line is Venus, this line is Jupiter, this line is Mars, and it tells you what each planet is representative of. Like I said, Venus is great for finding your love lines. Jupiter is great for prosperity, success, expansiveness. And so figuring out, you know, what all the planets are great for, and then seeing where on the globe you might find the most success in that area. So I thought that was really dope. It was really fun to deep dive, and I'm doing a whole article, that's where I was reading from, about it. As I learn more, I'll be adding more, and we'll continue in another episode. But Astro Maps was really cool. It was really fun to see. A lot of my lines were actually in New York. I'm New York based, so I was like, oh, well, that's cool. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And then there were some other lines too that were like other places that I wanted to visit, and other places where I was thinking of buying multiple properties. So I was like, okay, everything is, you know, it's aligned. I like that. But yeah, so I'm going to be deep diving more into this and going more into my maps, and I'll share more about that in future episodes. But thank you for joining this first episode of Today I Learned. The next video will probably be a Today I Relearned. I've been learning more about herbs, and obviously big into the crystals, so I've been deep diving into that. So I've been getting a lot of reminders of things that I've probably learned at some point in time and haven't utilized or accessed since the time that I've learned it. So there'll be more stuff about that coming up real soon, and just stay tuned. And also check out Crystal Corner. That series is already up and running. At this point, it's probably on like episode 6 or 7, where I discuss different crystals and what their purposes are, and show them off so that people can get to know and be familiar with what they look like and what they do. And check me out on adornedintaji.com, as well as Adorned in Taji on all social media platforms. And that is it. Thank you guys so much, and I look forward to talking to you soon.